I am here to tell you that the German elections over the weekend do not mean what Donald Trump says they mean for not one, not two, but three reasons that I'm going to go through. All right, let me explain. So, over the weekend, Germany held a national election. The Christian Democrats, which are the center-right party in Germany, won the largest percentage of the vote, which means their leader, a guy named Friedrich Merz, who, by the way, is 6'6", is going to be the next chancellor. Okay? In second place was a more far-right party called AfD. In third place were the Social Democrats, which is the more liberal party that had been in power. Okay, here's what Donald Trump said about the elections, and I quote, this is all in caps. I'm going to do my best theatrical reading. Looks like the Conservative Party in Germany has won the very big and highly anticipated election. Much like the USA, the people of Germany got tired of the no common sense agenda, especially on energy and immigration, that has prevailed for so many years. This is a great day for Germany and for the United States of America under the leadership of a gentleman named Donald J. Trump. Congratulations to all. Many more victories to follow. I'm thinking of doing dramatic readings of all Trump Truth Social posts. Anyway, okay, so what Trump is clearly trying to say there is, okay, we won. My way of looking at the world, radical outsider, nationalist populism won. Not really. All right, so as I said, I have three, count them, 1, 2, 3 reasons why that's not true. Here's the first reason. The Christian Democrats, and Friedrich Merz, their leader in particular, are very much part of the German political establishment. Merz tried to be the chancellor 2 decades ago. He got beat out for the job by Angela Merkel, who is also a Christian Democrat, who obviously was the prime minister of Germany for a number of years. Okay, so this is not some radical fringe movement. Merz is not an outsider in any meaningful way. He's like a wealthy business guy. I've compared it to, this is like if Mitt Romney got elected, right? It's like the most establishment person possible, not some radical who's saying we're going to shake up the whole system. All right, so that's point one. Like the idea that this was some sort of like overthrow of the German political establishment is not true in any way, shape, or form, which leads me to point two. So Donald Trump's two of Donald Trump's closest allies, Vice President J.D. Vance and Elon Musk, aka head of the Doge Committee, both publicly advocated for the AfD party to get more vote. Now, AfD, which has been loosely associated at times with Nazi ideas, that they've been more sentimental about Nazism than I think German political establishment types are, they did get their highest percentage of the vote ever. They got almost 20% of the overall vote. And in the eastern part of the country, they won. But they are not going to be part of the governing coalition. Do you know who the governing coalition is going to be? It's going to be the Christian Democrats and the Social Democrats. So basically the center-right, the Republicans, and the center-left, the Democrats. I mean, it's a very much establishment coalition. And one of the reasons why AfD is not going to be involved is because Friedrich Merz, the head of the Christian Democrats, the center-right party, said he would never work with AfD in any kind of coalition government. So the idea that the people that Trump and Trump's people wanted to win won, not borne out. All right, the last thing. So Trump is clearly trying to establish a sort of Friedrich Merz, what happened in Germany is similar to what happened to us. Okay, that's what he's trying to do. But again, it's not really borne out, because here's what Merz said after winning. Okay, quote, "My absolute priority will be to strengthen Europe as quickly as possible so that step by step we can really achieve independence from the USA." Okay, he then added this U.S. administration are largely indifferent to the fate of Europe. Not exactly a ringing endorsement from the guy who's going to be the head of the German government in a month or two, right? So again, I think it's really, really important to explain and fact check this stuff, right? Donald Trump says many, many things, and he does slightly less things than he says, but he still does a lot of stuff. But in this case, what is true is the Christian Democrats did take over from the more liberal party in the country. And the liberal party in the country and its chancellor, Olaf Scholz, were seen as having failed. And they were seen as having failed on a number of issues, including immigration and the economy. And yes, the more conservative party in America, the Republicans, took over from the more liberal party in America, the Democrats, in the 2024 election because, yes, people thought that the Democrats had been ineffective on, among other things, the economy and immigration. So there are some similarities there. And Merz, the head of the Christian Democrats, did move his party more conservative when it came to immigration policy, more so than where Angela Merkel was when she led the party. Those things are true. But everything else, the attempts to essentially sort of claim this as a Trumpian or Trumpist victory is just not really borne out. His people were not behind the Christian Democrats and Merz. They are the Christian Democrats are way, way, way too establishment for the likes of J.D. Vance and Elon Musk. They just are. They're more establishment than Donald Trump by a long shot, and Vance and Musk are even less establishment than Trump. So that's number one. Number two, they actively campaigned publicly for AFD, which is not going to be part of this coalition. Yes, they did get more, that party did get more votes than it's ever gotten before, but they are not part of the governing coalition. The governing coalition remains an establishment coalition. It would be like if we had coalition governments in this country and Mitt Romney and Tim Walz were the two leaders of the party. Like, they're just establishment people. They're not like radical outsiders. And then number three, the guy who's going to be the head of Germany made very clear that his goal is to make Germany more independent from the United States, less dependent on the United States, because the United States, in his mind, are indifferent to the fate of Europe. So for all of those reasons, what Donald Trump is saying about the German elections has a hint of truth, but it is not truthful. It is an exaggeration aimed at helping him make him look good as opposed to what we know about the facts. Okay, as always, I ask you to do a couple of things. Number one, subscribe to this channel. We are almost to 60,000 subscribers. I'm making videos every day. We're going to try to keep growing. Thank you for your input. For people who voted today on the poll of whether we should do this video or a different video, more of you said this video, so I did this video. If you have not subscribed, subscribe now. If you have not liked this video, like this video. If you have not commented on this video, now's the time. Do it for the algorithm. And then most importantly, and I can't emphasize this enough, the way that I grow is by word of mouth or word of email or word of technology, whatever. I need you to tell people that this is a guy who is calling balls and strikes no matter what uniform the batter at the plate is wearing. This is an independent journalist, not owned by anyone. I don't work for some big corporation. I don't work for a billionaire. It's just me and my home office. This is a guy who is transparent about what he does and why he does it. I love politics. I love the back and forth. I love the battle of ideas. And this is a guy who is authentic. If I am wrong, it's because I screwed up. It's me. I am doing my best based on my years of experience in mainstream media and political journalism to bring you the most accurate news and analysis. But if I screw it up, it's because I got it wrong. But I got it wrong because I was honestly trying to figure it out based on what I know. I will never mislead you. And if I do screw up, I will tell you when I screw up, and I will explain to you why I screwed up, and I will work not to screw up again. That is my pledge. That is my promise. That is what I'm doing here, and I hope you can support it. All right, everybody, take care.